Hi, welcome to day 5. One of the phrases I've heard recently, and I've only heard it a couple of times, is something called doom scrolling. And it makes a lot of sense when you consider how much news that we have available to us at any given time. I think most of us are trying to strike a balance between keeping informed, but also too much information. And realistically, there's only so much news that we can take. There's only so many statistics. There's only so many things that we who are not involved in the medical fields. There's only so much that we can really take and in what we're trying to take in. At first, when all of this was taking place, because we were able to see the news, most of us were watching it overseas. Now, some of you know we have 2 kids who live in Toronto, and we have 2 who live overseas in 2 different countries, and our grandchildren. And so we were watching some of this, and it was like, as it was in Europe and it was like this wave coming towards us all, and this sort of a roaring lion and this insidious thing coming at us, and the idea that we're not quite knowing what it would be like. And I said a few times jokingly at the beginning, I feel like we're in a science fiction movie, and a bit later on there was almost a sense of, if you go outside, you go to the end of your driveway and you're going to be attacked by this big blob and it's going to kill you. And we say, well, no, that's not the way it is. But in our doom scrolling, as we go through our phones and catch the news, there's just so much happening, and so much information. One of my first thoughts with it too is a great sense of there's nowhere to escape. There's nowhere to go. You're just there. I wanted our kids to come home, but that's not really a good escape necessarily. And then I was reminded very quickly of those beautiful words in Psalm, well, even throughout Scripture, where God has promised always to be with us. But I was reminded specifically of Psalm 139, verses 7 to 12. And the New International Version talks about, like, where can we go from your spirit? And the old King James, beautiful poetry, whither shall I flee from your presence? This is from the New Living Translation. So it's Psalm 139, verses 7 to 12. I can never escape from your spirit. I can never get away from your presence. If I go up to heaven, you are there. If I go down to the place of the dead, you are there. If I ride the wings of the morning, if I dwell by the farthest oceans, even there your hand will guide me, and your strength will support me. I could ask the darkness to hide me and the light around me to become night, but even in darkness I cannot hide from you. To you the night shines as bright as day. Darkness and light are both alike to you. And so we're reminded that it doesn't matter where we are, doesn't matter what's happening to us, that God is always with us. We can't escape God. And so we might have a sense of this virus is we don't know where it is. I mean, sometimes people don't show any symptoms, and so there's sometimes a sense of fear. We look at one another when we go to the store, or we see people and, like, do you have it? Do I have it? And there can be such a great sense of fear. But what a beautiful reminder, say, that God is with us always. We can't escape from him. He is there no matter what we experience. For many people, they're having some very real difficulties and experiencing things like loneliness, grief, fear, anxiety, frustration, annoyance, impatience, resentment, hopelessness, confusion, speculations, the what ifs, fatigue and exhaustion, and a sense of just not being able to do anything. Sometimes we're hearing mixed messages. Often we're hearing mixed messages, not necessarily from professional people, but just you're there. You've seen them and heard them. I know literally one day last week, I was reading a few things, and um, one was saying basically, yay, we're going to restart the economy. This is good, good, good. And the next one was more like, no, we're all going to die. And that happened a number of times, on the same day. And I thought, oh my goodness, I need to just not look at some of those things. But we need to be reminded that God is with us at all times, no matter what we experience at any time, during the time of COVID-19 or later or before we've experienced that. And we need to be reminded of that, as I said. We need to look for joy in the everyday moments of life, to find God in all things, as St. Ignatius of Loyola said, find God in all things. Look for the humor, look for the lighter moments, look to our families, our friends, our faith, of course, so very, very important, our faith in God. And through that, to have that thankful spirit and to realize again that we cannot escape from God's presence. He is always with us, no matter what. May He bless you today.